After former Fox News host Tucker Carlson announced his sit-down interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin, viral social media posts began to claim Carlson was added to Ukrainian government kill list, though the controversial site is not government-run and has criticized Carlson for earlier remarks made by Carlson about Russia and the war. Myrotvorets has received criticism from Western countries for exposing journalists. After Western journalists' personal information was leaked on the site, G7 ambassadors stated they were deeply concerned about the leak. They worried threats made against the journalists were a result of the leak, and called for the personal information to be taken down. The United Nations urged Ukrainian police to investigate personal data leaks on Myrotvorets and remove the data from the site. The U.S. State Department also regularly includes Myrotvorets in its annual country reports on human rights practices, identifying the various times journalists' personal information was leaked on the site. A Ukrainian journalist's personal data was leaked after a story she wrote led to the firing of a Ukrainian official, which reportedly led to her receiving threats, according to the State Department's 2022 report. Carlson confirmed via a video posted to X on Tuesday he planned to interview Putin, arguing most Americans aren't informed on the war in Ukraine, though they are paying for much of it in ways they might not fully yet perceive, through military aid. The interview will air on X on Thursday, and will mark the first time the Russian president has held a one-on-one interview with a Western journalist since 2019. During his announcement video, Carlson claimed, not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview Putin, for which he received backlash. Does Tucker really think we journalists haven't been trying to interview President Putin every day since his full-scale invasion? CNN's chief international correspondent Christiane Amanpour said in a response on X. Carlson has been outspoken about the war in Ukraine. He speculated in 2022 the U.S. may be responsible for the explosions that destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline, which supplies Russian natural gas to the rest of Europe. He described the Ukraine conflict as merely a border dispute, and urged Americans to ask themselves a question: why do I hate Putin? He implied the U.S. and other Western countries were at fault for the conflict, because getting Ukraine to join NATO was the key to inciting war with Russia. During a 2019 episode of his Fox News show, he said he was rooting for Russia to win the conflict in eastern Ukraine, before clarifying he was joking. Tucker Carlson confirms he's interviewing Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Ending days of speculation. Forbes, Tucker Carlson in Moscow. Here's why possible Putin interview is so controversial. Forbes. Who is Tucker Carlson really rooting for in Ukraine? The Guardian.